I was a medical student at Columbia, New York in 1970, and I had the privilege of going to Chimaltenango and work with Dr. Behrhorst, Carroll Behrhorst, for 3 months in the spring of 1970. And at that time, I was not a doctor, I was a medical student, and I knew this would be a major different experience than what I had done in the United States, and I was absolutely not disappointed. It was a wonderful experience working with the doc, with him, beside him, and when he was gone, sort of running some of the hospital. One of the things that was so impressive is that the medical care for the Kaqchikel in the Guatemalan highlands is non-existent, and he provided sort of a band-aid to hundreds of patients. He had 100 patients a day coming to his clinic, but he realized, and he started to write about this very early, that this curative approach to the healthcare in the Guatemalan community was not going to be effective without approaching it from a very different point of view, and that was to improve the health of the Guatemalan Kaqchikel by enabling them to take on an important role in their own health. And this is really what the ALDEA program is all about. I became re-energized with ALDEA when I went on a tour in 2016. We went to 2 types of families. The first one was a family in a village that had not actually participated in the program, but was had approached the ALDEA organization and said they would like the water, the nutrition, the sanitation to come to their village. So this was the pre-program village. And then we got on our van and drove not very far to a second village. And here we came to, one of the family houses, and we went out to a cistern, or to a sort of a basin outside of the house. And here was a pipe, a PVC pipe with a valve you could turn on, and you got fresh, clean water right at their house. And the stove, they had a stove that they had made, and it was, had a little bit of embers, but it was concrete, so it wasn't hot, except right on the burner, and the smoke all exited out of the chimney, and it was much more efficient, so that their needing to go gather wood was far less. So these women did not have to go anywhere to get water. It was piped to their house, and it was clean, drinkable water, and the stoves were better. And this left them time to have classes about how to plan nutrition, how to space families, how to express feelings, how to express themselves. And some of the women were just astounding. They had never spoken, to outside people or even much to themselves. And they would get up and talk about how they didn't realize how valuable, how beautiful they were, and how much they could accomplish. And so it was amazing to see sort of the change and the empowerment that was going on, and the contrast between before village and the after village. In the past 12 years, ALDEA has put in over 100, or has worked in more than 100 villages, has put in over 60 water systems, and seven or 8,000 vented stoves that have benefited over 40,000 people. And these villages have ongoing water supply, stoves, etc. ALDEA does not continue to go to these villages. They become self-sustaining. As a medical student and not knowing, much of medicine, I was just immersed in the taking care of the people that came to the clinic and in the hospital. But Doc was seeing a much broader vision, and that's what we learned from Behrhorst, is that you really have to turn the whole healthcare system upside down and approach the community and do things that they can take on, learn how to do, and sustain. So that sustainability, effectiveness, ongoing, without ongoing input from ALDEA, and once they leave, is why I would I would think people would be thrilled to support ALDEA.